Hello, it's Max here for a Major League Match Day, specifically Match Day 8. And I'd say that we have some interesting matchups coming up. I don't think that any are specifically title deciders, I'd say. But nevertheless, we got SFV versus AC Romana. And of course, I will have to mention that recently it was announced that we will have two expansion teams this season. So I'm excited to see how the last season, and really the only season ever with 10 teams, no, second season with 10 teams, is really going to wrap up. But here's Kronkowski, Ben Eindhoven. AC Romana really looking different from last season, that's for sure. SFV an aging squad, but still trying to put in a fight. And SFV sending in a long cross, but is collected by Cronus. I think AC Romana looks kind of different under some new leadership. I know that Van Eindhoven's been taking a bigger step up. But it seems like Dion has a shot. Cronus blocks it. Someone was falling in the box. There was a lot of different things happening there. Hakkinen now. Hakkinen having a great season so far with the cross. And it's an indirect free kick for a handball. Scheckinger. Here we go, Maxwell. Maxwell to Williams. What a great name. Maximiliano plays a short pass. Nunez is able to pick it up. Romana had the counter. Minjong! But it's just wide. Schmidt. And it hits the outside. Oh, Schmidt. Point of reference. You want to get inside the goal. Ahaha. Maxwell. I'm clearly not on the pitch, so I don't know why I'm talking. But here's Hakkinen with a short pass. Unfortunately, Blackman's able to pick it up. Pedrillo. This is out wide to Nunez. Nunez kind of tackled, maybe a foul by Dion, but Dion's still able to pick it up. Hakkinen playing in between a bunch of defenders. To Bierman. Dion to Hakkinen. Hakkinen out on the right. Hakkinen plays it into the middle. Muller. Hakkinen's going to have a shot. But it's just wide. I think I said Hakkinen like 50 times there. What a player. Oh my god. This season on fire. But here's Minjong. Romana trying to get a goal. Pedrillo with a shot. Wide high. It's unfortunate. Williams. Getting it started for SFP. This has been a tight match. I mean, 20 minutes, and I feel like it's been real end-to-end stuff. Difficult for a commentator, but fun to watch. Muller to Whittington. Really trying to do everything. But Petrillo is able to pick it up. I think it was Blackman with the tackle. Emerson trying to beat Scheckinger. Passes back to Hoppy to Van Eindhoven. Van Eindhoven's going to have a shot. Oh my god, what a goal. Ryan Van Eindhoven, what a goal. Take a bow. Oh my word. We know he has it in his locker. We've seen a couple of the shots with him in the minor league last season. But oh my word. Oh my word. What a goal. What a goal. Take a bow. Don't even just take a bow. Pop out the champagne. That was ridiculous. I think that Penderlin scored a very nice goal that was semi-similar, but that was just, I think, a bit farther out. I think for me right now, personally, contender for goal of the season. But Romana, they haven't been really doing a lot. That was their second shot on target. Sorry, second shot in the game, first on target. So SFV is going to feel a little bit hard done, but as we're coming out to the end of the first half, Romana has another corner. Williams, I think, is able to... No, I think it was Max Miller with clears. Or Kronkowski. Wang Ji-hao blocks a shot, and it, curves so far wide. It was kind of ridiculous. Nunez on the corner. That's a Nunez. Kronkowski's going to have a shot. And it's another corner. It was deflected. I thought it was just wide. Nunez. And this time, no, falls right back to Kronkowski. And Nunez is offside, unfortunately. Looks like he got pulled there a little bit. And that's the end of the first half. That was quick. That was also really nice to see. I thought that we saw a lot of good chances, and what a goal by Van Aanhoven. Top corner, top bins. As you can see, SFV are positioned a little bit interestingly. SFV doesn't always go with the 5-back, but I see why this season they felt like it was important. But I'm excited to see how everything shapes up with this expansion now. Of course, we're going to come with another expansion draft, and I did see in the newsletter that the league sent out that we might get 2 more expansion teams, so we might go from 10 to 12 to 14. Times are changing. Times are changing. Isn't that a Bob Dylan song? Or a music knowledge. All right, Muller. That's a Winnington. Back to Scheckinger. Scheckinger to Maxwell. Maxwell all the way back to Bierman. SFV taking their time, starting off the half. Dion. He's going to find Maximiliano. Dion back to Bierman. Bierman finds Dion. Dion just can't get past Nunez. Here's Bierman. Hakkinen. Hakkinen. Can he get past Blackman? Gets his cross blocked by Blackman. Hakkinen on the corner. Puts it in. Oh! I think it was Maximiliano with the header. Unfortunate. Couldn't get it down. Cronus. Maximiliano. Finds Schmidt. Schmidt has some space. Schmidt gets it to Suzuki, but somehow I don't know, but it's back to Suzuki. Maximiliano. Flip is able to head it away. Bierman, the chance is not dead yet. It is dead. I spoke too soon. Hard to say when the chance is dead. But here's Whittington. Out back to Scheckinger. Scheckinger has space and time. Finds Maximiliano. Plays a strong pass to Dion. Dion's going to take it up on the right flank. Finds Hakkinen. Hakkinen. He's going to cut inside. He's going to cut inside. It's just too high. Hakkinen just can't wrap his foot around it. Can't get... I mean, you wouldn't really want to get over the ball, but just can't hit the ball nicely. Gets 2 under it. That's a fact. Dion. Maximiliano. Suzuki. Unable to head it on to anyone. Well, I mean, he does, but to Blackman. Emerson. Emerson's going to have a shot. But Williams is just able to tap it away. Maxwell, I think, also gets some on that. It was a weak shot. Nunez on the corner. I feel like I've said that at least 100 times today. But Hakkinen's able to get it. Does SFV have a counter? Hakkinen. Needs to be Kronkowski. Finds Muller instead. Muller kind of kills his own chance. Out to Winnington. Back to Scheckinger. Winnington. Scheckinger. And that's that shit. I felt like Muller could have done better there. It was unfortunate. Muller having a good game, though. SFV, I mean, really, they've had quite a few games this season where they were up a goal, so on and so forth, and they kind of just bottle it. I don't know. I think that it does have to do with regression hitting them hard this season. But nevertheless, they have a good, strong core in Montreal. Montreal, unfortunately, having lost 2 games back-to-back against Capstad. But here's Dion to Nunez. Nunez to Van Aanhoven. Van Aanhoven gets Santori, but Santori's just weak on it. Suzuki. And it's just wide. It was close, but wide, and I think it was blocked by Flip. Schmidt now in the corner. Schmidt. Back to Suzuki. Finds Schmidt again. Schmidt is going to cut inside. Muller, top of the box. A little bit farther than top of the box. Van Aanhoven with a crazy tackle, but Hakkinen just unable to get touched by it. It was a poor pass by Hakkinen, but Whittington picks it up. Emerson puts in a foot. And we're just starting off with a goal kick here. Winnington now. SFV. It's been all SFV this half. Schmidt. Gonna try to find someone. Hoppy is able to get a foot in. Suzuki finds Hakkinen. Can he work some magic? And it's a penalty. Why? We're not going to see a replay. But what the SSL referee says goes. So here's Suzuki. Slots it home. I was about to say, ball never lies, and clearly it doesn't. If ball never lies and it was a goal, that clearly means that it was a clear penalty. I think that SFE deserves the goal. They've been on the top, on the front foot, I think, most of this half. The XG part doesn't show it, but I think in terms of just pure chances, that makes sense. But here's SFE getting us started away. Winnington to Schmidt. Schmidt is going to have to beat a couple defenders. Needs to beat Pedro. Hits the and goes out, unfortunately. I think it was deflected from Pedro. Hits the post, then goes out. But here's Schmidt for a corner. Schmidt on the corner. Going to try to find someone. But Cronus is there. Don't ask me to pronounce that first name. Winnington to Scheckinger. Scheckinger to Schmidt. Schmidt. Going to find a great pass to Maximiliano. Maximiliano is going to play it out to the right. Hakkinen. Hakkinen cuts inside. Has to be a cajillion different defenders. Frankowski. Hakkinen. Ah, but Nunez is able to get it away. And it hits the corner flag, and Blackman's able to just scoop it up and kick it out for a throw. You don't see that every day. Nunez now. AC Romano. Van Noven finds Blackman. Blackman finds Nunez out on the left. It would be the right, correct? Whatever. Here's Minjong with a crazy shot, but Williams is able to parry it away. Nunez puts in the cross. Flip is able to get a header to it, but it's just over. Maybe someone can enlighten me, but it's all a matter of perspective. Like, who's on the left, who's on the right, But for the sake, we'll say whichever way the ball's going. Nunez now on the left. Tintori back to Nunez. Nunez is able to play a pass to Dion, but Dion's able to kind of get a little deflection in there. It falls to Bierman, but Bierman finds Muller. Dion now. Does SFV have a counter? To Hakkinen. Hakkinen's been doing everything this game. Bierman. Williams is able to pick it up outside of his own box. Blackman. Heads it on to Hobbity. Hobbity can't head it on to anyone. That's on his team. Winnington passes to Schmidt. Schmidt is going to cut inside. Schmidt doing it all himself. Schmidt! But Cronus is able to get his whole body behind it. He's able to parry it away. SFV looking for a winner. Anyone's looking for a winner. Schmidt on the corner. Schmidt doing a lot on that one. Soki picks it up on the left. Schmidt puts in. Oh, and it's just. Oh, it's a penalty. Scheckinger fouled in the box. Soki to give SFV the lead going into the last 4 minutes. Slots at home. Cronus unable to get there. Soki. Second goal of the match. 2 penalties. SFV are going to feel happy with that. Too much going on in the box for me to really tell whether or not that was a penalty. But, I did say ball don't lie. So, maybe a penalty. Ball something lies. Let's be honest. It's also an inanimate object. So, to say whether or not it has any sense of truth is a little interesting. Second here. To Maxwell. Maxwell to Maximiliano. Has so much space. Is able to play it up the middle. Dion on the right. Can't find anyone in the middle. Blackman gets it to Nunez. Nunez gets it to Pedro. Pedro taking it up. Has so much space. SSV trying not to press. They don't want to make any silly mistakes. They made too many men forward. Opry. Back to Flip. Romano's taking a little bit slow, but Pedro gets it all wrong, and Scheckinger's able to pick it up. Scheckinger's going to find Winnington. Seems like it's all almost over. Muller. Maximiliano is going to take it up the field, and the referee calls time. Calls time is more like a basketball term. Calls full time. Maybe it's an NFL term. Whatever. Too American. Suzuki, clearly player of the match. Honestly, without the 2 penalties, I don't feel like Suzuki was really, in my opinion, my player of the match. Hakkinen with a 6.3 is an interesting take. I felt like Hakkinen played very well. And let's give all the props to Ryan Eindhoven. What a goal. What a goal. I mean, you look at the stat sheet, not a lot of whatever else he did that game was all that impressive, but I'd rather see that kind of screamer every day over 2 penalties. But I think SFE really did deserve the win there. And 2 wins in their past 2 games, including this one. I think they're still undefeated, if I'm not mistaken, regardless of the cup. But here's Reykjavik versus Tenosiisland. Reykjavik, 5 wins in their last 5. Tenosiisland improving from last season, I'd say. Personally, from what I've seen. But still just not there exactly. Players are warming up. I feel like Tenosiisland's got, like, I have a really weird feeling about this game, but I feel like Tenosiisland has something special about them today. Reykjavik is such a tough opponent, but I think it's going to be a David versus Goliath kind of story today. Here's Kaido. To Elliott. Johnny Elliott. Dribbling past a couple of defenders. Can you find someone in the middle? Is unable to. You know, this may have been just the craziest commentator's curse. And I think every single Tenosiisland fan can really hate me today. But here's Nemarinha. That's Maldonado. And Urkel's just able to tap it in. 4 minutes and Tenosiisland can't even hold that long. Steve Urkel. Gaisberg to Nemarinha. Maldonado just puts in a shot and Urkel's just able to gather it. Tonto Punt unable to kind of kick it away. You know, maybe he said that they're weekly lunches now with his father, Roy Keane. Maybe he's making him soft. I only jest. Rashford. Nico Rashford. Finds Del Pirlo. Del Pirlo has a shot, but it's just wide. Luckily it was... no, it's just a goal kick. I don't know. All the players were walking out. I felt like it was offsides. But Reykjavik really not taking their foot off the gas. Volta now. Trying to find someone. Pink is able to pick it up for Tenosiisland. Hutt's taken down in the box, but no penalties called. Referee. Pinkman down on the right. Gonna try to put it across. Nah, I think it was Dali who got a header on that, but Wall Jr. is just able to parry it away. You know what I'd like to see? Amico Rashford. Oh my God, there he is. Cut to Volta. Volta's gonna try to find someone, but it's offside, unfortunately. It was hit off. It was a deflection off of Maldonado, but Volta just goes a little bit too early on there. Maldonado to Urkel. Back to Gaisberg. Gaisberg to Urkel. Gaisberg to Maldonado. Playing a nice little triangle right there. Kruskin. Gerard. The Tentacles. Armoros just gets it all wrong. Del Pirlo now has a chance. Del Pirlo, but it's blocked by Pink. Link. Tentacles. On the corner. Yeah, it's just been Reykjavik, basically, this whole first 30 minutes. I could have seen maybe 2 goals come in that Tenosiisland are kind of happy to not be down by more. But, of course, you still have quite a bit to play. But here's Shaheen. Shaheen taking it all the way down the right. Down to the byline. Finds Gaisberg. Gaisberg with the header. But Ball is able to pick it up. Oh, fantastic goalkeeper. Well, I mean, Wall Jr.'s not half bad himself. I think besides... Ooh, I was about to say this is going to take us to halftime, but here's Pinkman. To Amaros. Puck finds Mamba. To Amaros. Finds Johnny Elliott. Shaheen tries to kick it away. Kaido! And it's over. Tough stuff. Tenosiisland not really knocking on the door too hard, but Reykjavik certainly is. Already up 1-0. Still time to turn it around for Tenosiisland, and Reykjavik, in my opinion, might see this game 4 or 5-0 up, really padding that goal difference. But here comes some subs. Like the rotating SSL logo. Really adds some finesse to the whole graphic. Here's Shaheen, though. That's Maldonado. Urkel. Reykjavik getting us started out. Just smacks it back to Wall Jr. First second. First again to Gaisberg. Gaisberg back to Gerard. Gerard. Back to Gaisberg. Gaisberg. Gonna try to take it up. It's the pass hole wrong, and Plink is able to get it to cut. But here's Johnny Elliott. Does Tenoch Salon have a... Can they fire us off? But here's Roberts. Roberts with the shot. It's deflected. It's out for a corner. Thought I would have maybe seen a little bit more. But here's Johnny Elliott now in the corner. I'm going to try to find someone. Unable to. But here's Plink. Roberts. Roberts is not going to really have a second go. That's a Pinkman. Pinkman to Plink. Plink with the shot, but Wall Jr. is able to parry it away. Dives correctly. Does everything a goalkeeper's supposed to do. Wall Jr. Bolton now in the corner. Going to try to find someone. He's unable to. But here comes Reykjavik. Maldonado with the throw into Urkel. Maldonado, Gaisberg, Urkel. Urkel's going to have a shot. Yes, he is. But it's just parried. It's deflected, and Volta takes it out. Wants nothing with that. Del Pirlo with the dangerous corner. Oh. I said corner. It was a free kick. But luckily, it was not a goal. In terms of commentator, messing up. Completely neutral. Neymar with the shot. It's just over. I think Ball Jr. gets a couple fingertips there. Pentacles. With the corner. Pinkman's able to head it away. Tenoch Salon feeling the pressure. I don't know what happened there, but Tentacles somehow finds himself with the ball. Sometimes magical things happen. Maldonado to Shaheen. Shaheen. Out on the right. Shaheen trying to find a cross. Cross to Urkel. Shaheen. Back. Del Pirlo. Tentacles. The ball is just able to turn it in behind. Ball really getting all his force there. Tentacles to Neymar. Neymar with a shot. But Ton's able to... No, it was Mamba, actually. Shaheen. Shaheen. Tentacles. Tentacles. To Neymar. All the way back to Tentacles. To Gaisberg now. Not a low-key affair in terms of goals, but I think it's been a lot of events happening. If that makes any sense. But here's Mamba trying to beat Tentacles. Tentacles gets in front of Mamba and is able to steal the ball. But here's Gerard. Gerard to Urkel. Urkel to Del Pirlo. Neymar now. Neymar. Goes inside. Has a shot. Shaheen. Johnny Elliott is able to kick it away. 23 shots for Reykjavik. Oh my word. 2 XG. I mean, Reykjavik have to feel hard done by themselves, but at the same time, I wouldn't say that they had more than one clear-cut chance. And even that one goal was a real stroke of luck. But here's Tentacles. Tentacles. Pinkman's able to just get there, and I think it's a header from Shaheen or someone, and Ball's able to collect it real easily. Ball now. Kicking it out. Gerard's able to get there. Urkel. Mamba pressing. Mamba's been a little motor. Maldonado. Once again. To Gaisberg. Gaisberg getting pressed by Machado. Tentacles now. Tentacles getting pressed by Volta. Has to be Volta. He's able to find a pass to Neymar. Neymar on the left. And Ball is just able to tip it over. Neymar, he gets loose and not much you can do. Have to rely on your goalkeeper there. Tentacles. Trying to find a cross. I think it's headed away by not 100% too sure who. Tentacles with the shot, but it's over. Urkel now. Reykjavik really not letting up any thing. But here's Ball. Able to just collect it pretty easily. Mourinho again. And ball, once again, able to collect it. Tentacles to Mourinho. Out to Tentacles. Tentacles to Gaisberg. Playing just a little 1-2 within each other. Gaisberg now. Gaisberg's going to have a shot. Yes, he does. Where's block? Persican is able to head it back to Gaisberg. Gaisberg. Maldonado. Gaisberg. Getting pressed by Mamba. Mamba. Able to get in front of Gaisberg. How much time left for Tenochtitlan? Can they put a dagger into Reykjavik's heart? Reykjavik really not wanting that to happen. Looking for a second goal to kill the game. Someone's going to kill something. Up here, though, with the header. He's just out. I almost thought that was a penalty for a second. I don't know why. The ball with the goal kick. Find Shaheen. Not on your team, ball. Just kidding. It was a header. Tentacles. Tentacles down the left. Tentacles. But just a poor pass. Pinkman's able to get to it. But trying to find anyone. Somehow finds Mamba. Mamba playing a little 1-2 with Roberts. Mamba out on the left now. Elliott. Elliott needs to put in a cross. But Wall Jr.'s just there to pick it up. Not a great cross. Wall Jr. taking his time. Knows Reykjavik's up. Gonna kick it long. Link. But now Urkel's able to pick it up. Reykjavik finds Miko Rashford wide open. Miko just had to be ball, but Ball's able to get the foot to it. Really, you let any one of these Reykjavik attackers get loose, it's going to be hard to stop them. But here's Tentacles. Elliott. Out wide to Mourinho. Mourinho now. On the left. Elliott heads it away. Pinkman. Tenochtitlan just trying to do something. Volta now. Volta, who hasn't had the greatest game. Amoros. He's unable to find a good pass. But it's right back to Pinkman. Pinkman on the right. Has to be Tentacles. Finds Tut. Cut. Gonna try to find someone in the middle. Bounces around. All the way back out to Plank. Plank has to be Miko Rashford. Miko Rashford is able to unarm Plank. Miko Rashford now. On the right. Has to beat a couple players. Decides to play a save. That's Maldonado. Gaisberg. Gaisberg. Finds Shaheen out on the right. Shaheen's gonna play it across. Has multiple players open, but Ball's able to just catch it. My man of the match is Ball. Holy. And everywhere. Ball now. With the kick. Gonna try to find a teammate. Maldonado beats out Roberts. Persican. Getting pressed by Roberts. Back to Wall Jr. To Gerard. Gerard. That's Wall Jr. To Persican. Persican. Out to Maldonado. To Shaheen. Shaheen. Maldonado. Back to Persican. Reykjavik really taking their time. Persican goes it all the way back to Wall Jr. To Persican. Maldonado. To Urkel. Urkel. It's taken. Sorry, Shaheen gets taken down by Roberts. I think that's going to bring us almost to the end of the game. But here's Reykjavik with the corner. A lot can happen here. Still got around 40 seconds left. Atherton is able to head it away, but Mourinho is able to pick it up. Atherton running, trying to catch up with Mourinho. Is able to disarm Mourinho, but plays the ball too long, and Persican's able to get there. Gerard. Elliott, Johnny Elliott is able to head it away, but Mourinho collects it. It's looking like it's all over for Tenochtitlan. Mourinho is just too fast. Roberts can't keep up. That's to Gaisberg. Gaisberg. Back to Wall Jr. Wall Jr. is going to kick it out. And I think the referee calls match. I think, as they say in tennis, game, set, tie. Reykjavik deservedly victors of this game. Unable to get any more than one goal, and Urkel's just somehow able to find a little bit of magic. Player of the match, for me, I go with the, yes, goalkeeper, losing team, but oh my word, Ball was fantastic this game. Health and Ball, 7.6. Give him a goal, and I promise you, if you give him a goal, then the game would have been tied. But it's hard to compare a striker, or at least, an attacking midfielder with a goalkeeper. But for me, Ball was just fantastic this game. Unfortunate to concede the first goal, and did very well not to concede it anymore. But Reykjavik, now 6 out of the last 6. Oh, wins. How can you stop Reykjavik? I do not know. Sao Paulo almost did it. I mean, they did win the cup. But in terms of the league, Reykjavik just seems like they're going for a three-peat. Buenos Aires versus Catalonia. A more low-key match, but Buenos Aires hasn't been anything. Hasn't been bad whatsoever. Catalonia beating Shanghai, I think, last game. I know it was recent though. Harrison. Oh, this is gonna be a great kick clash. Bamford. Ruben. Got O'Leary. McManus is gonna have a shot, and O'Leary's down. Looks serious. I think O'Leary's able to get back up. Catalonia in unconventional formation. But hey, unconventional sometimes wins you games. Kabiri now. Getting it off for Buenos Aires. Harrison. O'Leary. That's a Snooks. Can't find anyone. Finds Genkel. Genkel with the shot. And it hits off the crossbar. And out. Twinkle Toes unable to do anything about that. That would have been quite the shot. Munoz now. Kicks it along. Snooks on the left. Wide open. Bamford not really figuring out where his man is. But Bamford's able to get a foot in. Snooks able to pick it right back up. But Bonito's able to get it. Pick it up. And now, does Catalonia have a counter? Nope. Fiacre. But here's Nelson. Gonna play it to Cartista. Can't find Bonito. But Cartista this time finds Bonito. Needs to be Harrison Bonito. Gets it across. Cross unable to do anything about that. And now Snooks. Catalonia, do they have a counter? Oh my word, what a kick clash. Scott. Has to be Luis. Scott. Can't find anyone in the middle. But here's McManus. And it's over. To Nelson. Finds Bonito. Bonito's wide open. Buenos Aires. Not marking their man, but Bonito has a shot, and I think Duck deflects it. I think Buenos Aires is all out of sorts there with their defense. Fry puts it back in the mixer. Midema. And it's just Kabiri. Kabiri. What a great name. Ahmed. Making the step up from Seoul. Midema. And he's just up and wide. Bamford to Bonito. Lives in the middle. Ahmed. Out wide. Kamanova. Fry. He's gonna have it in the middle. Nelson. Fry. Is he gonna have a shot? Yes, he does, but Kabir is able to pick it up. Catch it out of the air. There's a better way to say that. But here's Kabiri taking his time. Why are you taking your time in the 21st minute? I can't tell you. A lot of questions. I have a lot of questions, just in general. But here's O'Leary. And Buenos Aires answers on them. Sean O'Leary. Maybe that's why Kabiri was taking so much time. Needed to have the Catalonian defense fall asleep a little bit, and O'Leary's just able to gather that ball. Kabiri straight to O'Leary. Oh, sorry, to Scott, then to O'Leary. O'Leary is just able to beat Twinkle Toes. I don't think gets his arms right. But nevertheless, a fantastic goal, and Buenos Aires is up 1-0. Kabiri to O'Leary. I am MF Doom. And it's off the crossbar. Fry, out wide. Fry going to try to find someone in the middle. He's unable to. Catalonia, I think, are going to be feeling quite unlucky. Fry now in the corner. Out wide. Ahmed is going to have a shot. And it's deflected in. Nikolai Ahmed. Fantastic from Catalonia. Ahmed. Doing a little bit of dancing. In Buenos Aires, they call it, I guess I'll do a little bit of an accent. Tirando algunos pasitos. So, that's what you can see Ahmed doing. Maybe kind of mocking the Buenos Aires. They'd be called porteños, but nevertheless. Nelson, Ahmed with his fancy feet, finds Fry to Midema. Bartista's going to have a shot, and it's 2-1. Catalonia, but offside. I did see the referee. Clearly, Cartista did not. But Catalonia really finding their spark. Ruben gonna pick it up for Buenos Aires. Just can't find Genko, but Genko finds the ball anyway. O'Leary now. Back to Kabiri. Kabiri to Duck. Duck. Back to Kabiri. To Fiacre. To Duck. McManus. Out wide to Bank Ruben. To Genko. Genko. Out to O'Leary. O'Leary needs to beat Ahmed. Needs to find a cross too. Finds Genko. Genko's out of a shot. And Detrella is just able to get his body, but O'Leary puts it back in the mixer. Scott taking off the ball. Snooks out wide. Snooks finds Harrison. McManus. Is he going to have a shot? Ahmed's able to block it. The chance is not over yet. Munoz to Bank Ruben. Bank Ruben finds O'Leary. O'Leary out wide. O'Leary finds Genko. Genko finds it across, but Luis is able to kick it out. I think it was actually, I'm not too sure who it was, but here's O'Leary. Buenos Aires not taking their foot off the gas. Out to Bank Ruben. Bank Ruben. Aminola is able to clear it, but Fry's unable to do too much. And it's back into the mixture. Manfred is able to head it out, and Bonito finally puts it out for Cartista. And does Catalonia now have a counter? Cartista plays it past Harrison. Sorry, Cartista. Cartista taken down, but Bonito finds the ball. Midema. Nope. It was a shot by Detrella, but just high and wide. Detrella to Fry. Fry to Midema. Coming over. Tries to find someone in the middle. He's not able to. And Cartista is able to pick it up. Here's Twinkletoes now. Nelson. Gonna try to find Cartista. He's unable to. Fiacre picks it up. O'Leary. Genko taking off the ball by Caminova. Caminova back to Detrella. Detrella to Nelson. Nelson is gonna play it out. Up. Fry. Fry taken down. Referee does not call that. Snooks now. Does Buenos Aires have some? O'Leary. I want to Harrison. Harrison tries to find someone in the middle. Scott! It's 2-1 Buenos Aires. Sterling Scott. What a goal. Harrison. Just left alone out wide. Scott smacks that past Twinkletoes. O'Leary now. Doc. Back to Kabiri. Kabiri to Munoz. Harrison. To Munoz. Munoz to Harrison. Snooks. Snooks out to McManus. Harrison. McManus. Scott with the shot. Lato's just blocks it. No. Can't find anyone. Bonito's able to head it out. That's almost it for the first half. Do we have one more chance in it? No, we do not. Buenos Aires find themselves up 2-1. I feel like it's been pretty even, in my opinion. Catalonia did have their second, but fortunately, it was called offsides. Buenos Aires finding their second. Here come some subs. Luis, all the way out wide. Harrison. Luis. O'Leary now. O'Leary, taking it out wide. Caminova is able to put in a tackle. Twinkletoes. Louise. That's a Bamford. Bamford to Nelson. Nelson to Benito. But gets it all wrong. Scott. Scott! Just too wide. Harrison now. Nelson picks it up. That's a Camanova. Camanova. To Harrison. Ruben's able to get there. Scott. That's a Snooks. Snooks. Has to be Bamford. Snooks. Cuts it inside. Munoz. Out wide to Genko. Genko's all low. Just hits it off of Camanova, but Genko was caught off sides. Partisa to Ahmed. Ahmed. Camanova now. Camanova. On the left. Medema. Medema. 2-2. It's onside. Nope, it's offside. Catalunya. Going their third goal of the match, but two of them have been offsides. Genkel now. O'Leary. Plays a weak pass, but somehow finds Ruben. Leo Fiacca. Big Manis. Just can't get his pass right. Nelson's able to pick it up. Camanova now on the left. Needs to be Genkel. Genkel is able to kind of kick it like behind Camanova. Don't know what's going on there. But here's Nelson to Bamford. To Benito. Benito. Out to Bamford. Bamford. Taking his time. Back to Twinkletoes. Twinkletoes. Plays a really weak pass. O'Leary. O'Leary has a chance of a lifetime. And it's 3-1 Buenos Aires. Sean O'Leary gets the second of the match. What is Twinkletoes doing? Poor game from him, in my opinion. Just such a weak pass. O'Leary. Chance of a lifetime. Plays it past Twinkletoes and just has to slot it home. I mean, you've seen players miss that before. But O'Leary isn't one of those. Leo Fiacca now. Buenos Aires not taking their foot off the gas. Sterling Scott again with a header. What a goal. Two players on a brace now. And Buenos Aires is running away with it. And he's going to feel so hard done by. I mean, get your players on side and you won't feel that bad. Fiacca. Just great cross. What a corner. Scott finding his head there. Scott's able to turn it back home, but Bamford now to Nelson. Calhoun trying to salvage some. Ahmed. Detrella. Unable to get it to anyone. Harrison now. But Luis is just back. Medema has to beat Duck, but is unable to. Duck's able to put out a foot. Ahmed now. For the corner. Harrison, Medema. Plays it back. And Camanova just kind of collects it. I mean, you see the Buenos Aires heat map. Ridiculous how far up they're playing. And honestly, I feel like that's the little... Snooks now gets on the score sheet. 5-1 Buenos Aires. What a cross. Buenos Aires really putting down the hammer now. No way back for Catalunya. Genkel, Ruben finds O'Leary. Back to Ruben, to Genkel. They're just playing with each other. And Snooks is able to get over and up. Past Bamford, heads it home. Twinkletoes. This time it's not his fault. Leo Fiacca. Buenos Aires looking for a sixth. Can't find anyone, but it's out to Munoz. Needs to be Bonita. That's a Ruben. Ruben to Fiacca. Fiacca. On the left. Fiacca's going to take it inside. And O'Leary! Hat-trick hero! Not O'Leary, just finding the ball somehow. Munoz. Ruben. Fiacca. Gets taken off the ball by Ahmed, but Ahmed just plays a pass, unfortunately, to O'Leary, and O'Leary catches Twinkletoes kind of asleep. Don't know what Twinkletoes was doing. Tough match for Twinkletoes. A lot of things have been going wrong. Partisa now. Out to Bamford. Bamford. To Twinkletoes. Twinkletoes to Detrella. Ahmed. Back to Detrella. Detrella. Louise. Nelson. Out to Bonito. Bonito finds Cartisa in the middle. Cartisa playing deep. Camanova plays a great pass to Camanova, actually. Camanova now going to try to find Medina. But Kabiri's able to get his hands behind that. Ahmed. Upper corner. And Varnson just smacks it, but Kabir is able to get a couple fingertips to there. Ahmed now. Catalonia not trying to give up too much. Ahmed to Varnson. Varnson's going to have another shot, but this time it's high and wide. O'Leary, a 10-point match for him, and Plinko Toes, 5.9. It's unfortunate, you know. Plinko Toes, I think, could have done better on a lot of those goals. But Buenos Aires has been very, very good this season. Ahmed. Trying to find someone in the middle. O'Leary just max it out. Clears it, but finds Camanova. Camanova's basically all back there by themselves. Camanova now taking it up from halfway. Medema. And it's just wide. Can't get it right. I think it was blocked by Kabiri. Not too sure, actually. So I won't take a note on that. Ahmed. Tries to find Kabiri. He doesn't actually try to find Kabiri. But Kabiri finds the ball. As all goalkeepers are supposed to do. Here's Nelson to Ahmed. Catalonia trying to save their goal difference, really. But Bonito's just is unable to head it down. No matter of goal difference at this point. You're down 6-1. 6-3 sounds a lot nicer than 6-1. Fiacre. To Harrison. Harrison to Snooks. Snooks to McManus. To Fiacre. Out to Genkel. Genkel. Tries to find someone in the middle. Scott. Bonito is able to collect it outside of his own box. But now Camanova on the left. Camanova has to beat a few people. Camanova tries to find someone in the middle. Unable to. Muniz is able to head it out. But here's Bonito on the right. Bonito to find someone. But Kabir is able to tip it up and over. Ahmed now in the corner. Ahmed's been great in my opinion. Varnson is going to take it down with his chest. That's Ahmed. Ahmed's going to try to find someone in the middle. But Ahmed's offside. Duck. Buenos Aires. To Fiacre. Fiacre to McManus. To Ruben. Ruben to O'Leary. The Porteños are really just taking this game by the throat. And here's O'Leary trying to beat Nelson. Nelson to Genkel. Genkel's just hits it high. It's his footing wrong. I think that kind of taking shots is a lot like golf. Like, you really got to be mindful with how you hit the ball. And only really the professionals are that good at it. But soccer is a fun game. Luis. Kabir is able to just collect it. Kabiri just basically sprints over. Back to Ruben. Gives it back to Kabiri. Kabiri takes too long. Tries to find Scott. Is unable to. Bamford's there. But Bamford finds Genkel. Not on the same team. Back to Ruben. And it's all over. Buenos Aires wins 6-1. It's deserved. Let's be honest. Very, very deserved. I think that great all around from basically everyone on the team. I feel like everyone deserves sevens. Clearly, the Raiders do not agree with me, but Catalonia, I think, are going to feel very hard done by both their defense and their keeper. Camanova, I felt like, was a real strong point in this team. Ahmed felt like played a lot better than a 6.5. But give all the credit to Sean O'Leary. Hat-trick hero. 10 out of 10. Can't have a better game than that. That was a good match. Very good match. Buenos Aires really just doing everything. 6-1. But here we go. Sao Paulo versus Shanghai. You know, we had Reykjavik versus Tenochtitlan, the other expansion team. Now we have Shanghai versus Sao Paulo. Are we going to see a David versus Goliath? What's the song? Like, I have a feeling inside my bones. Who's that by? Maroon 5. Absolute crazy music knowledge. Head. The player, not my head. The Groot. Out wide. It has to be Johnson. Johnson's able to get there. Trick Johnson. Ostwald now. Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick. All the way back to head. Head. Finds Aguilera. Ostwald. To Takechi. That's a Shriek. Cotswold. To Smith. Smith. Out to Cotswold. To Kirkpatrick. Sao Paulo playing around. Cotswold now. Needs to be Trick. Finds the Groot. Back to Cotswold. Cotswold found Hashimoto, but Hashimoto just can't get past Takechi. The Shanghai Dragons. What a cool name. Just have like Unao Sao Paulo. No hate. But there's clearly a superior name here. I guess that entails some kind of hate, you know? Or it's not hate. I guess just a judgment call. But here's head. Out to Hashimoto. Hashimoto finds Mulder. Mulder. Gonna try to find Smith. Smith. Is it up? Rubio's unable to get there. Takechi able to just get higher than the tallest man on the universe, Rubio. He's clearly not the tallest man in the world, but does look like it. Again, just can't find anyone. Shanghai unable to play out of the bag. But here's Hashimoto. Now for Sao Paulo out on the left. Rubio. But Takechi flies in the air. Is able to tip it wide. I'm Superman, which is a good movie. Really recommend it. Kirkpatrick to Cotswold. Cotswold to Mulder. Mulder to Kirkpatrick. Out to head. Head. Gonna play a no look pass to Groot. Head needs to be Johnson, but Big Mac Johnson's there to knock it behind for a corner. Hashimoto. Kirkpatrick, but hits it up. He just can't get his head over it. Takechi Shanghai holding strong in the first 26 minutes. Held longer than Tenochi Slon. Abianic needs to be ahead. Abianic to Big Mac. To Voda. Voda. But just can't get the pass to Honingham. Honingham. Trying to track down Hashimoto. He's unable to. Mulder now. Mulder needs to beat Del Vecchio. Mulder finds Hashimoto. Hashimoto gets it inside. Del Rubio has a shot. The Groot heads it over. And it comes to goal K for Shanghai. You know, last time I did a bet on Voda to score a banger, I lost my house. Put another 3 houses on there. Voda's going to score a banger this game. Smith. Cotswold. Cotswold. Takechi just is able to cut out that pass. Gain is not able to get there. Takechi taking his time. Takechi kicks along. The Groot to Cotswold. Cotswold needs to be Trick. Trick Johnson's a big man, though. Yang. Takechi just able to get his body behind it, and it parries it out wide. Sao Paulo really putting in a lot of chances. Takechi's been there every single time. Del Vecchio able to kick it out. The Groot finds the ball, though. Cotswold not on the left, but Cotswold's offside. I think that it's really interesting how many comparisons Shanghai and Tenochi Slon get, which makes a lot of sense. They both came at the same time. But here's the Groot. The Groot has a shot, but Takeshi's able to get his body behind there. But I mean, it's completely fair, but at the same time, you kind of feel a little bit of a rivalry between them, like which one was the better expansion team. And now that we might have 2 to 4 different expansion teams, it's going to be really interesting to see how that all kind of shapes up. Because maybe you're going to have a little bit of a rivalry between the older expansion teams versus the newer expansion teams, and then rivalries between the expansion teams. Also, we have no idea where these locations are going to be, so it's going to be really interesting. What a great XG chart. A 0.01 for Shanghai. It's been very obvious, but Takechi has been the man so far. But here we go, Shanghai trying to find some in the locker room. Ken to Bob. Bob to Habianic. Habianic. Lays it back to Bob. Sorry, it's a Ken, but here's Big Mac. Forward. I was about to say, did Voda come off? Because then I would have lost my house. Sorry, 3 houses. Aguilera. Kicks it out long. Tries to find DeRubio. Rubio now. Smith. On the right. Needs to be Voda. Voda with an injury. Rubio! Takechi's able to get his body behind. And then Takechi again! This time, though, Takechi kind of got his footing wrong and very lucky not to concede with his back turn. Mulder needs to find someone to group, but Takechi's able to collect it. Oh my word, 2.5 XG. Shanghai, can they find some? Voda. Trick. DeRubio is able to just collect it. DeSoto plays a weak pass, and DeRubio is able to get there again. Hashimoto now. Hashimoto needs to beat a few players. DeSoto. Back to Hashimoto. Gain. Needs to be forward. He's able to get a pass to Cotswold, who passes it to Groot. Groot to Smith. DeSoto's there. Cotswold. Kirkpatrick. Out wide to Hashimoto. Hashimoto needs to find a cross. He's able to find Rubio, but Takechi's able to get there. Oh my word, what a stop. Takechi gets his fingertips there. Hashimoto now in the corner. Takechi made it the match no matter what happens. This is a game of a lifetime for him. Hashimoto. Shanghai trying to put a wrench. Oh, but there's Kirkpatrick. Finally beats Takechi. Shanghai let up after 57 minutes. Unfortunate not to get the 60 mark. Hey, they would have started to believe. Kirkpatrick gets a great header there. Unable is unfortunately found all alone. But here's Smith, Sao Paulo. Trying to find their second. To Cotswold. Cotswold back to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick to DeGroot. DeGroot needs to find someone. Finds DeRubio. But I don't know why I keep on saying DeRubio. Let's just say it's Spanish. Takechi. Kicks it out. Money hand. Able to get there, but Bob is able to get it back to Ken. Ken to Del Vecchio. Ken. Shanghai playing a dangerous game there. Smith. Now to Hashimoto. Holder. Needs to beat a couple players. Needs to beat Big Mac Johnson. Most importantly. Habyanich takes down Gang in the box, but Cotswold finds the ball. Takechi with the stop. Cotswold. Trying to find someone in the middle. Unable to. Back to Cotswold. Cotswold. This time. And he's out for a corner because Big Mac Johnson's able to get a foot in there. Takechi, I think, was prowling, though. If Johnson didn't get there. And it's a header. I think it was, I'm not too sure who it was, but nevertheless. No one from Sao Paulo was able to get there. Ken to Bob. Bob to Ken. Johnson now. Big Mac. Voda to Trick. Rick Johnson. Trick Johnson. Again, just can't get past the group. But here's Del Vecchio. Del Vecchio's going to have a shot. And it's just deflected over, I think. But maybe it's just rose suddenly. It was just one of those shots. But I think that's Shanghai's third shot of the match, but unable to register a single one on target. Cotswold takes it off a Trick. Needs to be both Johnsons. Is able to find Rubio. Rubio on the right. Cotswold taking down. Voda pressing. The group. Hashimoto's going to have a shot. Deflected off Mulder. Does Shanghai have a chance? No. Kirkpatrick now. Shanghai just not creating a single thing this game. DeSoto. To Ford. Ford to Big Mac Johnson. To DeSoto. To Ford. Trick Johnson. Needs to be Cotswold. Voda. Cotswold's just able to kick it out, but here's Big Mac. And it's just too high. Too high. Big Mac Johnson just wants to get anything right behind that. Takechi. To DeSoto. Playing a risky game. Trying to find Honeyham, but Honeyham's unable to get up in there. Hashimoto getting pressed down by the massive Honey Ham. I'll be honest, it's pressing Peixoto, but Peixoto's just able to get it out. Peixoto out to Cotswold. Cotswold. To DeGroo. DeGroo's gonna have a shot, but it's up high. Catchy doesn't even have to do a thing about that. Boda, you're losing me with my 3 houses. I only jest. I don't gamble. Maybe a little bit. I did lose my last house, but being a commentator pays nice. And it looks like it's almost all over. Shanghai are going to have to find some kind of magic. Boda. DeSoto. Big Mac. And it's all over. And just like the game with Tenochi Slan and Reykjavik, 1-0 is the scoreline. You know, we had 2-1, 1-0, 6-1, back to 1-0. I think we have one last game left for us to witness, as some would say. Hashimoto, man of the match. Give it to Takechi. I do not care. I don't know why I have to even comment on this. Takechi is by far the man of the match. Does not matter if he was on the losing team. Shingo Takechi, what a player. What a match for him. I mean, yes, you conceded 1. It was unfortunate. Maybe you could have done a little bit better on that goal because it was a header. I think Takechi did get a hand on that. But nonetheless, you face so many shots. Like, chances are it's very hard for a human to be perfect. And he was so close to getting that perfect match. But here's Tokyo. Sexy Flexi on the pitch. Ailish. Hollywood, top of the table. Reykjavik and Sao Paulo have both won their games. This is an important match for Hollywood. And luckily it's the last match of the day. We're waiting. Ibrahimovic. Ailish to Chambers. Chambers. To Gunnarsson. Ailish. To Yun. Unable to find anyone. Mogren. To the right. Mogren needs to beat Yun. Mogren. You think Mogren had a migraine? Or Mogren's parents had a migraine. So, his last name was supposed to be Migraine. But instead they named him Mogren. But Tortellini now. Ibrahimovic. Does Togi have a chance? Yun. Trying to make life hard for Hollywood. Needs to be Lovridge. Yun is taken down by Lovridge, and that's a clear penalty. Greer now. Jude Greer needs to put Tokyo ahead. Greer. Oh my word. Walverson is able to save the penalty from Greer. Tokyo could have been up within the first 2 minutes. But Walverson's able to get there. Ron Flex now. Finds Super Hoops. Tokyo relying on their wingbacks like always. Finds Lee. Out to Greer. Needs to beat Mogren. Eilish. Out to Greer. Greer's gonna have a shot. And it's 1-0. Tokyo. Greer makes up for his missed penalty. What a goal from Greer. Fantastic. Top corner. Walverson this time unable to do anything to stop Greer again. Greer inches onside. Oh my word. Surprised VAR detected it so quickly. Maybe we have semi-automated offsides, but nevertheless, what a goal by Greer. Here's Dia now. Hollywood trying to get back in the match. Greer. No, it was Ailish who got it out. Mogren. Out to the right. Needs to be... Yeah, Greer picks it up. Greer to Ailish. Ailish back to Revest. Picks it out long. Tries to find Lee's unable to. That's a Dia. To Martin. Martel. To Tortellini. Finds Keane. Hunt. Vermeer. It's just over. Seems like close is offside. I don't know why you'd call that. Wasn't impacting the play at all. You know, you love to see that on the score sheet. Missed penalty, but the goal comes after. You could argue they could be 2-0 up. But here's Greer. Greer to Yun. Yun just plays a poor pass. Brooks was able to collect it. Brooks tries to find anyone, but Ron Flex is able to get it off at close. Super Hoops now. Super Hoops. On the right. Needs to be Cormier. Cormier. Sorry. Oh my god, what a goal. Ibrahimovic. Super Hoops with the pass. Goes just past everyone, but Ibrahimovic is just able to tap it in. Tokyo find themselves unexpectedly 2-0 up. Hollywood have quite a hole to dig themselves out of. Super Hoops. Needs Cormier. Just gets past everyone. Brooks now. To Martel. Martel has a shot. What a goal. Pete Martel. Oh, my word. What a goal. Martel. Hopkins. Oh, my word. I'd still have to give the goal of the match day to Van Eydenhoven. It was close contender. But nevertheless, Hollywood just find themselves right back in it. Ibrahimovic. Martel. Does he have a second? It's blocked this time. Super Hoops running out to press. To Cormier. Cormier. Needs to beat Ibra. Close has a shot, but I think it's deflected off of Chambers. And we're with another corner. Martel, can he have his second of the match? This time Reves is there. 2 bangers in a match. You can't make it up, but it hasn't happened yet. Brooks. English. Brooks finds it. Brooks cuts inside in the box. Yun. It's a pinpoint perfect tackle. Gets it off for Brooks. Brooks now with the corner. Tries to find anyone. Can't find anyone. Greer. Tokyo need to reassert their 2-0 lead. Greer. And it's Chambers. It's 3-1 Tokyo. Chambers runs over to Greer. What a goal. Greer. What a cross. Greer's having a game and a half. Oh my word. I tell you, you live and die by your wingbacks if you play with a 5-back. And this is just the case. Super Hoops. Greer creating all the chances. And also getting on the score sheet. Greer. Lee now. Gets the ball taken off of him. Dia. Back to Hefwest. Oh my word. Martel. Portolini. Needs to get some. Cormier. Blocked. Belgreen. Brooks. Brooks taken down. But Greer able to nick it off of him. Greer. Picking it up. It finds Yun. Yun can't find a way past Melgrain. To Hunt. Ron Flex. Back to Reves. Chambers almost went for it. Super Hoops. I mean, you love to see it. 3 different goal scorers on the sheet. But here's Greer. Finds Yun. Yun with the shot. But I think Walverson's able to get there. No, it says Brooks blocked it. But let's say a combination of the two. Greer with the corner. Tries to find Chambers. Is unable to. Dia is able to head it away. Hunt to Melgreen. Melgreen to Dia. Cormier, sorry. I think it's just Super Hoops was able to pick out the pass. Super Hoops. Out on the right. Ibra. But Walverson's there to stop it. Greer now. Super Hoops. Change is not done yet. Super Hoops is going to do it all himself. I think Hercule is able to get there. We're on a first name basis. We're cool like that. It's for no other reason. Ron Flex just unable to get there. And Wallerson's able to catch it out of the air. You don't know that me and Hercule are just the best of buddies? We're boys. Here's Dia now, though. Needs to beat Adamu. Just can't find anyone besides Super Hoops who's able to clear it. Dia in the middle. Dia's going to have a shot. Dia's going to have a shot, but it's over. Dia unable to get his footing right. Rivest now. Taking it out for Tokyo. Gunnarsson to close. Gunnarsson. But here's Martel. Martel's going to have a shot. But Rivest is able to block it. You know, I think Rivest wasn't expecting the first one, but the last couple of shots that Martel's had on goal, Rivest been there. Here's Martel, though. Martel trying to make me eat my words. Dia. Back to Cormier. To Loveridge. To Mogren just taken out the ball by Yun. But Yun is unable to find a teammate. Loveridge. To Brooks. Loveridge. Dia. Back to Loveridge. Wallerson. To my boy Hercule. That's a Cormier. Needs to beat Super Hoops. To Gunnarsson. He's getting pressed by Dia. That was dangerous. Finds Lee. Does Tokyo have a counter right before the end of the first half? To Greer. Finds Lee. Lee with a shot. It's 4-1 Tokyo. It's gone from bad to worse for Hollywood. They had to win this match to secure that top spot. And the goal difference is not helping them. Greer does it again. Finds Lee. Who just gets it past Wallerson. Just not getting his hands right. Too powerful of a shot. I think Wallerson right now is sitting at a 7.3 just because of that penalty save. And honestly, I can't agree any less. Oh my god, Ibra off the crossbar, unable to find the fifth. Tokyo's almost just absolutely killing the game. 3-0, maybe you can still find a comeback. Greer tries to find someone. Was not able to, but here's Greer. Greer again. On flex. Yun! Wallerson is able to get his hands behind there. Greer now in the corner. Chambers trying to find a second of the match, was unable to. 4 different goal scorers for Tokyo, and they find themselves 4-0. It's 4-1 up. Can't forget that fantastic goal by Martel, but nevertheless, Mogren says that he's struggling to perform. I think it's been most of the defense for Hollywood. Because these aren't goals that's just banger after banger after banger after banger. It's simple stuff in football. Just great crosses and not a single defender able to pick anything out. Mogren. Out to Brooks. Finds Hunt. To Eber. Yeah, Eber's not on the same team. Greer now for Tokyo. Tries to find someone who's able to. Ibra. Yon with the shot. But Wallerson's able to parry it away. Greer. For Mogren. Now Brooks. Brooks takes it off of Adamu. Other way around, actually. Greer now with the corner. You have like 7 different Tokyo players that were just wide open, but unfortunately Super Hoops unable to get the ball on anyone's head. But here's Hunt for Hollywood to Brooks. Mogren with the shot. But I think it just hits the outside of the goal. Unfortunate for Mogren. Maybe just like his parents, he's suffering from a migraine. Who knows? And if he is, I hope he's doing well. But here's Lee. Lee just gets the pass all wrong. Now Brooks. Hollywood trying to find a counter. Hercule tries to find Close. Close finds Mogren. Mogren getting pressed by Greer is just able to get a foot past him. Hunt now with the shot. Rivest is able to pick it up really easy. Hunt, weak shot. Wasn't that weak, but you know, not at the level of a professional player. But here's Greer. Greer to Chambers. Out wide to Greer. Hunt just able to get there. Hunt to Walverson. Walverson out to Cormier. Cormier tries to find someone. Finds Tortellini. Out wide. Tortellini. Hollywood trying to minimize the goal difference, but Greer is able to head it away. I think it was Ailish, actually. And Reves just runs out of his box and just automatically gets the play started again. Tokyo with super hoops. Gets it to Lee. Lee out on the right. Lee needs to find a cross. Finds super hoops again. To super hoops find a cross. But here's Gunnarsson. Gunnarsson. Greer! Second of the match. Greer! 5-1 Tokyo. You couldn't have written this before the game. No way. There's not a single pundit alive that would have thought that Tokyo would have come in here and scored 5. I didn't believe that they were going to score 5. Gunnarsson. The Greer just smacks that home. Oh, it was off of Mograine. What an unfortunate timing for Mograine. Can't get his body right. And Greer, having missed a penalty in the opening of the game, literally in the 2nd minute, finds himself with an assist and 2 goals. Martel finds their 2nd of the match, and the goal difference is back down to just 3. 10th goal of the season for Martel. Tokyo unable to clear their lines, but here's Martel. Great goal, Revesh. Again, just not a thing moving his body just correctly, but here's Ailish. Getting us started off for Tokyo. To Ronflex. Ailish. Out to Greer. Greer taking off the ball with Martel, but finds Yun. Chambers. Ailish. Tries to find a great pass to Hero, but is unable to. Brooks now on the counter. Brooks. To Hunt. Lee's able to get there, and Lee clears it. Yeah, no. Gunnarsson. Close scores, but it's offsides. We are again. Lee now. Is able to just beat Cormier now. Hercule. Lovridge. Finds Brooks. Brooks in the middle. Is a little bit deeper, but now Brooks working his way up the left of the field. Tries to find a cross. I think finds Close, but Close is just unable to get his header right. Tokyo in the dying minute of the game at Damu. Can Tokyo find a 4th or a 6th? 4th in terms of goal difference. Yun gets the ball taken off him by Close, but Close finds the rebounding Brooks. Hunt. Lovridge trying to find some. Getting pressed by Ira. Dia now. Dia to Hunt. Hunt to Close. Close gets it all wrong. Gets his pass wrong, and Greer's just able to pick it up. Back to Revest. Revest gonna take his time. Revest gonna boot along. Might find Ira. Does not. But now Close just plays so far deep, is able to pick it up. Millwall. Sorry, Martel. Cormier. Gets taken down, but Brooks is able to get on the end of that. And it's 5-3. The goal difference has been cut down from 4 goals to just 2. It might be a little bit too late for a Hollywood comeback, but the goal difference is going to look a lot nicer at the end of this game. Adamu just unable to get his foot to it. Eilish unable to either. And I think it was Chambers who finally lost his man. But here's Greer. Greer trying to put one last wrench in the cog of Hollywood. Dia heads it away back to Greer. Greer finds Chambers. To Ronflex. Ronflex, does he have his goal? Walverson is able to parry it away. Oh my word. I would have had to come up with another ode to Ron Flex on the spot. Ron Flex has had a quiet match, in my opinion. Greer is headed away, but Ibra is able to pick it up. Ibra to Greer. Greer. And I think that's it. Last game of the match day. Hollywood finds themselves with a loss. Tokyo able to beat them 5-3. Greer deservedly man of the match. 2 goals, 2 assists. You can't write anything better. Ridiculous from him. Wallerson having a 7.3. I'd contend with that. Martel, 2 really good goals, but the first one was an absolute screamer. Brooks also finding himself on the score sheet. And Lee, Ibra, Imovic doing their job as attackers. And yeah, Greer with 2 goals. Chambers, also a fantastic header from a corner. And that brings us to the end of Matchday 8 for the Major League. And I think we should see how the table's shaping up shortly. But some fantastic games today. I'd say my most surprising one was, automatically goes to Tokyo versus Hollywood. Hollywood still finding themselves at the top of this table. Unfortunately, it's not updated for whatever reason. What are you gonna do? But yeah, that brings us to the end of that match day. Let's do the math out. They conceded twice. They lost the game, or the goal difference goes down by 2. So, yep, I think that who had the greater goal difference today though? No, they both won 1-0. So Reykjavik finds themselves on the top of the table. I love math so much. You can clearly tell how great I am at it. Shanghai, unfortunately, still at the bottom of the table. SFE goes up. Because Tokyo won. Buenos Aires won. I think it's... Yeah, Hollywood drops to... I think it's 3rd. Based off of... I mean, Sao Paulo would find themselves at 15 in terms of goal difference. Reykjavik at 16. Buenos Aires and Tokyo both find themselves at 14. Yep, so SFE still at 6th. Tenochtitlan still at 7th. Romano, actually... Yep. Table stays the same at the end of this match day. Took me a minute. But nevertheless, it was great to commentate on this one, and I hope you guys had a great day. Thank you, and goodbye.